Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about lessons I have learnt since moving back to Australia. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'll give you a quick recap. I was born and raised in Australia and lived here until I was 16 years old, and then at age 16 I moved to Denmark with my family, where my mum is from, and I lived there until I was almost 20 years old. I finished high school there and graduated and everything like that, and then I decided to move back to Australia. So I moved back to Australia on the 16th of August 2017, and it is now the 16th of August 2018. So I have been here for one entire year on my own. My family still currently live over in Denmark, so I am here on my own. I do have family here as well, but not my immediate family. I have learnt so much in the last year, not just from moving to another country on my own, but just in life in general. I have learnt so much. It's been the year where I've learnt the most, and the most change has happened for me, and I wanted to share that all with you. I have learned so much to the point that I will probably forget to name a few things, but I wrote a little list of the things that I could think of that have really impacted my life the most. The first thing I have really learnt from living here on my own is independence and how important that is. And I know I talk about independence so much in my videos at the moment, but that's because I can't stress to you how important that is, that you can be comfortable on your own and happy on your own and not rely on other people, and just that you're confident and capable of doing things on your own. And that is something I didn't really have before moving to Australia on my own, but it is now something that is my number one priority and something I'm proud to say that I have, and that is independence. I started off with living at my grandparents because that's the only place I really had to live here, and I lived there for about almost 10 months, and now I'm living in my own apartment on my own, and I love it so much, and I have just gained so much independence from that alone, and also through other challenges throughout the year. Something else that I knew was important but didn't realize how important was the support of friends and family. That has been so important to me through challenging times. I really relied on specific people and leaned on specific people, and so many people have just helped me through so many times. And yeah, I just love my family and friends so much. Like, the gratitude is just beyond this world of just, yeah, how grateful I am for all my friends and family. And I can't even show them with words or actions enough with how grateful I really am. As you may or may not know, I'm very into minimalism. It's a big passion of mine, and that has become an even bigger part of my life throughout this year in Australia, because I moved here with pretty much about 1.5 suitcases full of stuff, and I realized very quickly that that's all I needed. I don't need so many things. So I have been discarding and decluttering so much in the last year, especially since I've moved to my apartment. I'm just still trying to get rid of as many things as possible. I don't know why I'm like that, but pretty much the lesson I've just learned is just less things is less problems. It's less things to worry about and look after and keep clean and organized. Like, I just rather have less things, because then it's so easy to pack up and go, and just, I don't want any, like, to be able to not live without something, you know? I want to be able to just leave my place and not worry about any of my belongings, because I don't want them to mean too much to me. I like just being free. All I need is myself. I've also learned that distancing yourself from negativity or big problems has really, really helped. Like, things that I just found really challenging in Denmark, like specific people or something like that, I have found it really helps just to distance yourself away from that, because if you are surrounded by negative people or something like that, it really, really brings you down, and that's something I've realized that I no longer worry about now being here. So definitely, yeah, surround yourself around positive and happy people, because it makes such a difference with how you are feeling. Something else I have learnt this year is that heartbreak is so incredibly painful. However, it really is a blessing in disguise, because I think it's just something everyone needs to experience at some point in their life. I think it gives you a lot of lessons and life skills, and at the end of the day, it's a great way to instantly change your life and reevaluate everything and make big changes to improve yourself so that your next relationship is even better. So I think although it is one of the most challenging things you will ever go through, it is honestly so painful and horrible. It's also very important to go through. No matter what the outcome is in the end, I think it's very important to experience that. So although it sucks, I think it's very good for you, and I'm very glad I've experienced it the way I have, because it's taught me so many things about myself, and it's made me reevaluate the way I am as a person. I've made big changes, and I've realized who my true friends are and family members, and just who's really important in my life. Something else that I've learned is how important routines are. This could just be me because I'm super organized, but I feel like having a structured routine is really good just to manage everything and make sure you do have a balanced lifestyle with when you're seeing friends, family, alone time, getting work done, work, sleep, you know, exercising, all of that. I think having a really structured routine is really important, because then you don't forget to do things and you make sure you get everything done in a week. Something else I've really learnt from being in Australia for a year is that you will constantly go through ups and downs, and that's not just, you know, from moving country. It's like no matter where you are, how old you are, life will always throw ups and downs at you, and you know, you just have to learn from it and improve from it, and you know, learn to handle tough times, because that's going to happen for the rest of your life. No matter what you do, you cannot avoid it. It's what makes you grow, and you know, challenges are so important. So just use it as a lesson and not a failure. Something else that I have really learned is having control of your emotions and how important that is. I used to let particular people just control the way I feel. Like if they said something, it would really bring me down and it would ruin my entire mood. Whereas now, like, I've learnt to not let anything anyone else says affect me. Obviously that's so challenging. I'm not perfect at it, but I am definitely more aware. If ever anyone says something that makes me feel a bit down, I'm just like, don't let them control your emotions. You have control of how you feel. Like, don't let any of that affect you. I feel like that's been a really important lesson, and now I'm just determined to like master my emotions. Probably one of the biggest things I have learned this year is that settling in takes so much longer than you think. I planned for so long moving to Australia. For a whole year I was planning and preparing for it, and I was so excited, and it was definitely what I wanted, and still to this day it is definitely what I want, and I'm so happy I made the decision to do that, because no matter what's been thrown at me, I still to this day want to be here. This is where I'm meant to be. But nothing can really prepare you for moving on your own to another country. And I really don't want to get emotional here, but it was so challenging. Like, the very start, the first few months, oh my god, was so challenging. Like, it's unreal. I hit like rock bottom, and if it wasn't for certain people helping me, like, oh god, I probably would have given up. Far out. So yeah, it was really challenging, and I guess, what did I learn from that? I guess I just learned how important it is to have support. Like, I can't imagine having moved to a country where I had like zero experience in, like, on my own. That would have been terrifying, because like, I moved back to Australia where I've been most of my life, and I still hit rock bottom. Like, it was crazy, but I'm so glad it's happened. So I guess, like, give yourself time to settle in and do everything at your own pace. I'm very glad the way things have panned out for me, because I really did try to prepare as much as possible. Like, I decided I wasn't going to study for my first year because I really just wanted to work and settle in, and I'm so glad I did that. Because I just don't think I could have handled all of that, because it's just emotional moving, like leaving your family and knowing because for me, I knew that I was going to stay in Australia, and once I moved out, like, I moved out for good, and it's scary and crazy, but I'm so happy, like, I'm so happy the way things have turned out. But yeah, pretty much my point is that settling in takes such a long time. Don't get like down about it if you're not super settled in or feeling really comfortable. Like I think you do get out of your comfort zone quite a lot. So yeah, just give yourself time and just know that it will be okay. Listen to your heart and your gut and your body, like with the decisions you want. Don't let, like, I thought getting advice from lots of different people has honestly helped me so much because it like made me think differently. But definitely just do what you want to do the way you want to do it. So just listen to what your body and your mind and soul is saying. I feel like that's really helped me in a lot of cases. But I personally do love getting advice from people. Like I ask for advice all the time from adults that just have experienced so much more than me, because you want to go to people who have like experience in life really. So yeah, I get advice all the time. Don't be afraid to ask for advice to anyone. Health and fitness makes such a difference. Like I can't stress to you enough, the last few months, like it's just become such a passion for me, and it's really changed the way I feel on an everyday basis. Like to have your mind so clear, and my mind is so clear because I eat healthy and I do exercise on a regular basis. So definitely move your body, because you just want to get all the bad like emotions and energy out and just sweat it out. It makes me feel so good, and I'm at my happiest now because I've like put that into my life. So definitely whenever you're feeling down or stuck or lost or just going through a rough page, just go out and go for a run, like sweat it out or something like that. Something I've recently learned is just how much you learn and experience from moving out of home. So now I'm living in my own apartment and I've learned so much, like little life skills, and just how you really need to manage everything and be balanced and think about so many more things. Like when I lived with my grandparents or my parents or wherever I've lived, you know, there's always food in the fridge and there's like always cleaning products, and the house just gets cleaned for you and everything just, you know, happens. And then when you move out, it's like, okay, I've got to clean the bathroom today, I've got to clean the living room, got to do all the dishes, like all these things. Like you have control over all of it, and you have to manage it all the time. You can't just be like, I'll do it next week, I'll do it another day, because then it really builds up and like you just don't want that to happen. So you have to manage like 10 more things moving out of home on your own than you do when you're living at home. So that's something I've really learned and had to, you know, adapt into my lifestyles. Just like, you know, if I don't go food shopping, there's not going to be any food. So yeah, you really do have to think about so much more when you move out of home. But it's really good. I think it's good to be so independent and have all that control and have to manage everything, no matter how busy your day is to fit those things in. And something I have recently realized is just how good it feels. Like it's such an achievement to say that you support yourself financially, like emotionally, everything all on your own. And the fact that I don't get any financial support from anyone and I'm just managing it all on my own, I think is the coolest thing, and I'm so proud of that. And yeah, just like getting all these new jobs and experiences and challenges and just managing it all on my own is something to be so proud of. So if you're doing that, like give yourself some credit. I never realized like how cool that is until I received a letter the other day from my mom actually, and she just said like, I'm so proud of you, you've been in Australia for a whole year now, like looking after yourself on your own and just affording everything and still living a great life. She just said she was so proud of me. I'm like, wow, like I'm actually really proud of me too. I can't believe like I hadn't realized that. So it's pretty cool. Something else I have learned is that it is so cool to say you have an experience living in 2 different countries and an experience dealing with 2 different cultures, like adapting to Australia's culture in comparison to Denmark's and vice versa. It's so different, and it's so cool to be able to adapt like that. And also I share, you know, Danish traditions and Danish foods and the Danish culture to people here in Australia, and in Denmark I did the same, like with Australian traditions and stuff. And it's just so cool to like spread it around in a really positive way, and just I bring so much of like my Danish self like out to Australian people, and I'm just so proud of it. So to have 2 different cultures, like and living in different countries, it's so cool. Like I want to live in other countries now, just to grab so many different cultures and just take the best parts from all of that, and just say you've lived somewhere else is just the coolest thing. I will also say that journaling and documenting the process of living in another country for the first year, or for the first few months, like, has been really good. Like, I journaled every single day for quite a while, and then I also had a bit of a break where I didn't do it anymore, and I regret that. I wish I journaled through those really tough times, because then I would have like documentation of how I was feeling, like my truest thoughts and feelings on paper. So now I've just started journaling again, and it's really good to be able to look back on that. But I make videos every week, so I can look back on that form and just see all the ups and downs I've gone through from a whole year living in Australia. I feel like this video was a bit all over the place, but I guess the last thing I'll just say is, again, like, you can never fully prepare yourself. Like, you can only prepare yourself so much, but all the emotional stuff and all the stuff of settling into a new country, and like, you know, I had to get my license and like my Medicare and like insurance and getting a car, like starting up all these things. It's such a big thing. But like, when I just look back on a whole year in Australia, like, I've gotten 3 jobs, I've met so many people, I've got all these travel plans, I've got all this money saved, I've moved into an apartment, I've got my own car, I've got all this freedom and independence, you know, I'm closer with my family in Australia and Denmark. Like, I feel like I'm closer with my Danish family and my family over there than I was before I came here, and you just appreciate things so much more when you're then like apart from them. Like, I've been apart from my family for a whole year, and that's so sad, but I'm living my life and having so much fun, and I'm just so excited to see them, and then you just appreciate them so much more. Whereas when I was living with them, I'm like, I see my sister every day, my brother every day, it's fine, like, you don't need to say hello, goodbye to them, like, or whatever. But now you just appreciate it so much more, and I'm just so excited to like give them the biggest hug ever. So yeah, like, wow, a whole year, it's so cool. Why am I so emotional? I'm so proud of myself, I'm so happy. So yeah, when I look back and evaluate a whole year, so much has changed. Like, I went from having so much fear, like I had to learn to drive on the other side of the road, sitting on the other side of the car, driving a manual, gosh, and dealing with so much more traffic, and I was just so afraid. And now it's like so natural that, and it's so cool to say I can drive on both sides of the road, and I've got 2 licenses that allow me to drive all over the world. And yeah, I've got my own place. Like, I didn't think I would have that within my first year, and I've made so many friends, and I know what I want to do for my career at the moment, and I've just gotten this great lifestyle now, and yeah, I've got friends from all over the world and all these memories, and I'm so happy. Like, I'm so happy. What a year. It's been so crazy. I probably own less things now than I did a year ago. Still just as emotional. But yeah, I'm really grateful for everyone that's come in and out of my life. They've all taught me a lesson and an experience, and working here is so good. Like, having several jobs is really cool, like in retail and hospitality and babysitting and all of that. And I've really found myself this year, and my love for Australia has only grown, and same with my love for Denmark. It's only grown in this year because you just appreciate it so much more. And I'm so excited to see what I'm like in 2 years. I can't even imagine. What if I have a house by then? So much can happen in a year, I've realised. You just don't know what to expect. Like, also a lot of things that have happened this year I didn't think would happen at all. I'm a bit all over the place in this video because I'm coming to realizations as I'm filming it. It's pretty raw. So I better stop filming now. But yeah, pretty much in a nutshell, I've been in Australia for a year on my own now. And although it's been scary or challenging or difficult, I'm so happy I've been through. I'm so happy I've done this. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so grateful. And yeah. Thank you. Like, please keep watching my videos and joining my journey, like seeing what other adventures I come. What if in a year's time I'm not even living here? What if I'm in England or Hawaii or something? I mean, who knows? Or traveling Australia. I just don't know at this point, and I think that's so cool. But I'm so excited for what's ahead. I will say, the start of the year I was afraid of the future. Now I look forward to it, knowing and accepting that challenges will come, but not letting it get to me. I think that's really cool. So like mentally and emotionally, I've really changed in a year. Cool. Alright, thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.